the 23rd, and we are in the 300 plus day of doing our savers. And today, your guide master is Dr. Jorge Piña. Okay, the 23rd, we are live, and we are in the 300 plus day. I'm gonna go back doing our savers. And today, your guide master is Dr. Jorge Piña. We go here. Okay, the 23rd, we are live, and we are in the 300 plus day. I'm gonna go. Okay, so thank you very much. It's you can see the sounds. I'm struggling because I have to go to the YouTube and then come back for the podcast. But here I am, and we are live. And let me go to now. We're gonna do today. We're gonna do uh, one of energize. Let me see. It's one that has the three. It's we got feel good self care. We got relationships and increase your ability to love. We also have the new one. Let me see if I go to running. In running, energize your morning or feel good self care rituals, affirmations. It's affirmations alone. Let me go to recommended. They added and boost your journey to many minutes. Silence. So let me see. Increase your ability to love. That's 37 minutes. Energize. No. Feel good self. Perfect day. Act of kindness. Inspiring figure. And pregnancy. Permission to play. Let's go with permission to play. That one we have done and I love it. Let me try to see if I get something new. They added. Okay. This is a good one. Let's do this one. We're gonna go one by one. Wim Hof, and this is Wim Hof retention for quick reset from Belize. This exercise are focused on deep and rhythmic inhalations and exhalations, described as controlled hyperventilation or power breathing, and are followed by a retention time where you hold your breath for X amount of time. So let's go one by one. Noah Aeon, Savers.
Beautiful humans, welcome to the Wim Hof Retention Breathing with Noah Aeon. Today, just a quick one. One round of retention breathing. We're gonna get started right away. What I would like you to do is lay down on your back or still up in the meditation pose, and we're gonna start breathing deep into your nose, out of your mouth. Deeper on inhale, no force on exhale. Following your belly, chest, all the way into your head on inhale, letting it go on exhale. Keep on breathing. We're charging up our breath. We've got about 30 seconds to go. This is time to go. Keep on breathing deeper and deeper. Commit, breathe, and focus to this round. Let's go. Keep on breathing in a tempo that serves you, and keep on charging up that body. Whatever you are, we're almost there. For the next moment, about 20 seconds left, I want you to start speeding it up, moving your body, making those sounds. Final 10, and give it to me now. Breathe in, breathe out. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One final inhale. Hold your breath. Let it go on exhale. Holding your breath on exhale for as long as you can. Feel. Center in and simply expand. Relax. Move into those feelings that are coming in. Move into those tingling and allow this stillness, complete awareness, being so still, so aware, so in charge. Hold it. And one final inhale. Hold your breath on inhale and just stay still. Feel. And exhale. This is your one round of Wim Hof retention breathing. You may repeat it up to 5 times or whatever feels right. I hope you have a great day and see you all soon again.
Okay, so that's our first one. It's our silence. 308. 308. We continue and let's go to affirmation. Go to affirmation and go to affirmations and relationships. We're gonna go into relationships. That's a new one. And commit to strengthening your connections with love and care, igniting a positive ripple effects all your interactions. Okay, so let's go to right now. Let me see. I am gonna mute you guys. All right, and let's go with Relationships by Lucy Osborne.
To cultivate relationships that feel good, let's start with the relationship with our own language and our own mind, and tune into some affirmations that will support us on this journey. So either close your eyes and listen, or take this on a walk for a little bit of exercise. I'm committed to nurturing and strengthening my relationships with love and care. I'm open to effective communication and actively listen to those I care about. I offer forgiveness and grace to both myself and others in my relationships. I value the unique qualities of each person in my life and appreciate our differences. I foster trust by being trustworthy and keeping my word. I'm patient, understanding, and empathetic, even in challenging times. I'm a source of support and encouragement for my loved ones. I seek to resolve conflicts with compassion and a desire for mutual growth. I cherish and prioritize quality time spent with the people that matter most to me. I am surrounded by loving, supportive relationships that bring joy and fulfillment into my life. Come back and interact with these affirmations on a regular basis to help you build and maintain healthy, loving, and fulfilling relationships with the important people in your life.
Good. Affirmation done. Let's go to visualization. We're gonna go by the Feel good self-care. Let me go to by the date added, nurture my connection, and my favorite birthday. Okay, we're gonna nurture my connection. That's gonna be connected to relationships. And get your journal. Okay, so you get your journal, and you don't have a journal, buy your journal. And I have so far one, two, three, 4, 5 journals. And since the 308 dates straight that I have done it, each journal take 2 or 3 months. So if I have 9 months, I have produced writing and ideas in 5 journals. So make sure that you can also buy your journals. Very easy to buy it. I bought a couple of them for I think $10 or $20, and Amazon will send that to you right away. So we're gonna go into nurturing my connections and nurture your social connections to build a strong, supportive community and enhance your sense of belonging. So it's Lucy Osborne. We're gonna be visualizing and we're gonna be scribing too. So get ready, get your journal, get that place where you write all your thoughts, ideas, and inventions and creation, and let's go for it.
I want to invite you to take a nice deep breath in, exhale, and close your eyes. And bring to mind the social connections that you already have. Friends, coworkers, neighbors, people you see on a regular basis. And as you see them in your mind's eye, ask yourself, how can I nurture and strengthen these connections while still making room for new ones? How can these bonds be reinforced? What could I do? What could I suggest? How could I show up? What could I provide? What could I request to strengthen the bonds that I already have? While knowing there still will be new people coming into my life. Nurturing the bonds that I have, making room for new ones. And as you imagine those bonds strengthening, those ties getting tighter between those that you're already connected to, let's put pen to paper. So open your eyes and answer that question. Give yourself some ideas. How can I nurture and strengthen my existing social connections while making room for new ones? How can I pay more attention to the friendships that have already started? How can I renew them, refresh them? Write it all down. Once you start to get some ideas, see if you can use them.
Okay, we are on scribing is done, visualizations is done. And how can you nurture and strengthen your connections and bring new one? Or yeah, how can you nurture and strengthen your connections and bring new one? And I'm going to start. So, building a pool, a bar, and a grill for my wife for barbecue, party, and sharing love in the patio. I think she's asking for that. We want that in Florida, like a small patio, so we can do something nice and beautiful, just to relax and bring friends and family. I invite them to run and walk or go to the gym in the uh, Leonard Club. Let's put it this way, Leonard Club. Also, by create imaginative events for joy and intellectual stimulation. That's also an excuse of bringing friends and nature and making stronger my connection with people every year. In this case, we have the one in the ninth Global Meta Poetry Congress in Madrid and Granada. So we get a lot of friendships that we see every new ones and old ones. We nurture and strengthen them. I would say go back and travel at least 3 times a year to Santo Domingo. Have I travel the 23, so 23, 4, 23. So used to go back more often to the R. That would be interesting to strengthen connections and nurture them. Creating organization, I believe that would be because that brings family, friends, all kinds of people together. So the question is, how can you nurture and strengthen your connections and bring new one? So let's go sharing, and as I see it, I will call it, and I will call Candido. Unmute.
Okay. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. How I can nurture my connection and make a new one? So I nurture my connection always calling and sending messages to about 10 people every day. I send messages of good morning or something, some positive affirmation. I every day I send them those pictures about it and make a new one. I think for me, for myself, it's difficult to make new ones because I don't trust many new people unless then they can refer it for somebody else. But I don't. It's difficult for me make a new connection. But the people that I love that are close to me, I send messages reaffirming that I got a close relation with them.
Okay. Let's go to Victor. Unmute. How can you nurture your strengths and
Oh,
strengthen your
you know what?
connections?
I kept hitting your unmute button. Sorry. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So let's see. I would like to I would like to do this by working on myself and showing up as my best victor everywhere I go. Never deny God in any situation. I want to light up the sky everywhere I go and spread hope and joy to all those around me. I want to complete building my level 10 life so that I can share all of my goodness.
Okay. Let's go to Martha Rodriguez.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Um,
Good
I
morning.
I I like to. Uh, I had very good community. Um, I I am yesterday. I had a marathon. Two activity. One with meditation group. We have a fair, a health fair, and the people, uh, they don't come too much people, but I go table by table talking about what we're doing. And then the people start uh, to testing, no, to go and our table, and we give you the relaxation and meditation. And then I go to a Costco, a Dominican Costco woman, the leader woman in New York. And really, I have very good connection. And in Madrid, I have a good connection. I connected, I love it, people. I go, uh, I am not afraid to say hello. My name is Malta. And what is your name? Please give me your telephone number. I This is my one of my vitamin. Eh, I am I like that. Um, and I like it. This is a way. And I have friends long time. They I said, oh, I long time I don't talking with them. And I call. Um, this is my connection. And thank you. You know, I have a trouble to coming. Uh, for that reason, I come in late
No,
because
really?
yeah, I have trouble to come into the group to the meeting. But I think so. It's my telephone. They the battery don't work good, and I turn it off, and then they pass the whole night charge. I think so. For that reason, because when I go to there, I saw
We don't
the
see you.
an-
We don't see you. Do you have the camera off or on?
yeah, no, I have the camera on.
Ah, okay.
Eh, I only don't appear the only the Andy video. I saw the Andy video, and then appear the the link. But it's okay. I am here.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe was my cell phone.
Okay.
Have a great day. I saw Rosita there, and the leader, and also Friday, I was in the memory to the Felix Garcia.
Mm.
The poetry was there. Very emotional. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! And
Yeah,
how was it? What good? We were supposed to be
yeah,
there.
yeah. Mm-hmm. The funeral is, I think it's on 24. I have to check it out, the flyer. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So let's go to Rosaura. How do you nature and strengthen your connections and bring new ones?
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rosaura.
Good morning, Martin. Okay, I will make all efforts to check in with them sometimes and simple say thank you or how are you doing. And sometimes I make an extra effort to maybe send a little WhatsApp message to say good night or how was your day today. I express gratitude. I share experiences. Making a phone call to listen to someone that has a problem or resolve some conflicts. Try to resolve it at least. Okay. And how will I make new friends? By joining communities and participating in activities like this one, like the 5 a.m. Savers. Um, I will reach out to old friends them and try to reconnect. Attend some social gatherings and birthdays, events that sometimes I simply says, no, no, thank you. I'm too tired today. So that is a way that I can choose to make new friends, to reconnect socially.
Excellent. All right. So we have discussed the scribing of today. So we are back to more of the spiritual practice. We're gonna go to exercise. So I'm gonna use wake up and dance, and then wake up and dance is ready to dance party. Get up, dance, and move freely. All right. So get your little note down. Put your little note down, and find a place. Stand up and let's go. Wake up and dance freely.
Good morning. My name is Lucy Osborne, and
Lucy
this is
Osborne.
your Miracle Morning. And we are about to do a 3-minute dance party to exercise, to check off that E in our savers, and to do it with joy. So get up. Get up and turn this track up if you want to hear the music even louder. Got it? Now let's dance. That's the only instruction, dance. Move freely. Start to feel the beat in your body. No one is watching. There's no wrong way to do this. Are you dancing? I am. Let's go.
Let's go.
Use your whole body. Your whole body, arms, hips, neck. Loosen up those areas where emotions are stored. Right down to your feet. Do what feels good. Shake it off.
Shake it
Now
up. Shake it
listen,
up.
the music got quieter, but it's still there. So move in a different way. Try something new. Change your direction. Maybe you try a move you've never done before. Experiment. You're doing
Vamos,
great.
Víctor.
remember this is for you, to move your body and move your energy. Now move like joy would move. Have a joy dance.
Vamos, Víctor.
How about gratitude? How would gratitude dance? Dance like that. Abundance. Dance with abundance. Big and open. Now try on confidence.
Qué otro que está ahí. Oh, Candido.
Good job. That was fun. Now you're totally energized to go do the rest of your savers and have the best day ever. Do it.
Right. We did it, so let's go to check the exercise, and now we're gonna go to reading. Ooh, Victor, take it from here. We're working on Highly Effective People, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And for the first time ever, we're reading the book together with the club. So the 40 million copies sold. And it had an updated with his son, Jean Covey. Forward by Jim Collins. So 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Victor, let's go to the next place, where I think it's where we left it yesterday. And Principal Growth and Change. We went through all the Inside Out chapter.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Just go.
Overview.
Go ahead.
And the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we began and to know the place for the first time. The 7 Habits, an overview. Here is a beginning quote from Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Our character basically is a composite of our habits. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. That's the way the maxim goes. Habits are powerful factors in our lives. Because they are consistent, often unconscious patterns, they constantly, daily express our character and produce our effectiveness, or our ineffectiveness. As Horace Mann, the great educator, once said, habits are like a cable. We weave a strand of it every day, and soon it cannot be broken. I personally do not agree with the last part of his expression. I know that they can be broken. Habits can be learned and unlearned. But I also know it isn't a quick fix. It involves a process and a tremendous commitment. Those of us who watched the lunar voyage of Apollo 11 were transfixed as we saw the first men walk on the moon and return to Earth. Superlatives such as fantastic and incredible were inadequate to describe those eventful days. But to get there, those astronauts literally had to break out of the tremendous gravity pull of the Earth. In fact, more energy was spent in the first few minutes of liftoff, in the first few miles of travel, than was used over the next several days to travel 500,000 miles. Habits, too, have tremendous gravity pull, more than most people realize or would admit. Breaking deeply embedded habitual tendencies such as procrastination, impatience, criticalness, or selfishness that violate basic principles of human effectiveness involves more than a little willpower and a few minor changes in our lives. Lift-off takes a tremendous effort, but once we break out of the gravity pull, our freedom takes on a whole new dimension. Like any natural force, gravity pull can work with us or against us. The gravity pull of some of our habits may currently be keeping us from going where we want to go. But it is also the gravity pull that keeps our world together, that keeps the planets in their orbits and our universe in order. It's a powerful force, and if we use it effectively, we can use the gravity pull of habit to create the cohesiveness and order necessary to establish effectiveness in our lives. Habits defined. For our purpose, we will define a habit as the intersection of knowledge, skill, and desire. Knowledge is the theoretical paradigm, the what to do and the why. Skill is the how to do. And desire is the motivation, the want to do. In order to make something a habit in our lives, we have to have all three. I may be ineffective in my interactions with my work associates, my spouse, or my children because I constantly tell them what I think, but I never really listen to them. Unless I search out correct principles of human interaction, I may not even know I need to listen. Even if I do know that in order to interact effectively with others, I really need to listen to them, I may not have the skill. I may not know how to really listen deeply to another human being. But knowing I need to listen and knowing how to listen is not enough. What if I don't want to listen? Because unless I want to listen, unless I have the desire, it won't be a habit in my life. Creating a habit requires work in all three dimensions. As presented before, the being, seeing change is an upward process. Being, changing, seeing, which in turn changes being, and so forth, as we move in an upward spiral of growth. Similarly, by working on knowledge, skill, and desire, we can break through to new levels of personal and interpersonal effectiveness as we break with old paradigms that may have been a source of pseudo-security for years. It's sometimes a painful process. It's a change that has to be motivated by a higher purpose, by the willingness to subordinate what you think you want now for what you want later. But this process produces happiness, which someone defined as the object and design of our existence. Happiness can be defined, in part at least, as the fruit of the desire and ability to sacrifice what we want now for what we want eventually. Think on that again. Happiness is the desire and ability to sacrifice what we want now for what we want eventually. The maturity continuum. The 7 habits are not a set of separate or piecemeal psych-up formulas. In harmony with the natural laws of growth, they provide an incremental, sequential, highly integrated approach to the development of personal and interpersonal effectiveness. They move us progressively on a maturity continuum from dependence to independence to interdependence. We each begin life as an infant, totally dependent on others. We are directed, nurtured, and sustained by others. Without this nurturing, we would only live for a few hours or a few days at the most. Then gradually, over the ensuing months and years, we become more and more independent, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, until eventually we can essentially take care of ourselves, becoming interdirected and self-reliant. As we continue to grow and mature, we become increasingly aware that all of nature is interdependent, that there is an ecological system that governs nature, including society. We further discover that the higher reaches of our human nature have to do with our relationship with others, that human life also is interdependent. Our growth from infancy to adulthood is in accordance with natural law, and there are many dimensions to growth: Reaching our full physical maturity, for example, does not necessarily assure us of simultaneous emotional or mental maturity. On the other hand, a person's physical dependence does not mean that he or she is mentally or emotionally immature. On the maturity continuum, dependence is the paradigm of you. You take care of me. You come through for me. You didn't come through. I blame you for the results. Independence is the paradigm of I. I can do it. I am responsible. I am self-reliant. I can choose. Interdependence is the paradigm of we. We can do it. We can cooperate. We can combine our talents and abilities and create something greater together. Dependent people need others to get what they want. Independent people can get what they want through their own efforts. Interdependent people combine their own efforts with the efforts of others to achieve their greatest success. If I were physically dependent, paralyzed or disabled, or limited in some physical way, I would need you to help me. If I were emotionally dependent, my sense of worth and security would come from your opinion of me. If you didn't like me, it could be devastating. If I were intellectually dependent, I would count on you to do my thinking for me, to think through the issues and problems of my life. If I were independent physically, I could pretty well make it on my own. Mentally, I could think my own thoughts. I could move from one level of abstraction to another. I could think creatively and analytically and organize and express my thoughts in understandable ways. Emotionally, I would be validated from within. I would be inner-directed. My sense of worth would not be a function of being liked or treated well. It's easy to see that independence is much more mature than dependence. Independence is a major achievement in and of itself. But independence is not supreme. Nevertheless, the current social paradigm enthrones independence. It is the avowed goal of many individuals and social movements. Most of the self-improvement materials puts independence on a pedestal, as though communication, teamwork, and cooperation were lesser values. But much of our current emphasis on independence is a reaction to dependence, to having others control us, define us, use us, and manipulate us. The little understood concept of interdependence appears to many to smack of dependence, and therefore we find people, often for selfish reasons, leaving their marriages, abandoning their children, and forsaking all kinds of social responsibility, all in the name of independence. The kind of reaction that results in people throwing off their shackles and becoming liberated, asserting themselves and doing their own thing, often reveals more fundamental dependencies that cannot be run away from because they are internal rather than external. Dependencies such as letting the weaknesses of other people ruin our emotional lives, or feeling victimized by people and events out of our own control. Of course, we may need to change our circumstances, but the dependence problem is a personal maturity issue that has little to do with circumstances. Even with better circumstances, immaturity and dependence often persist. True independence of character empowers us to act rather than to be acted upon. It frees us from our dependence on circumstances and other people and is a worthy, liberating goal. But it is not the ultimate goal in effective living. Independent thinking alone is not suited to interdependent reality. Independent people who do not have the maturity to think and act interdependently may be good individual producers, but they won't be good leaders or team players. They're not coming from the paradigm of interdependence necessary to succeed in marriage, family, or organizational realities. Life by nature is highly interdependent. To try to achieve maximum effectiveness through independence is like trying to play tennis with a golf club, or perhaps even more ridiculous, golf with a tennis racket. The tool is simply not suited to the reality. Interdependence is a far more mature, more advanced concept. If I am physically interdependent, I am self-reliant and capable, but I also realize that you and I working together can accomplish far more than even I could accomplish alone at my best. If I am emotionally interdependent, I derive a great sense of worth within myself, but I also recognize the need for love, for giving, and for receiving love from others. If I am intellectually interdependent, I realize that I need the best thinking of other people to join with my own. As an interdependent person, I have the opportunity to share myself deeply, meaningfully with others, and I have access to the vast resources and potential of other human beings. Interdependence is a choice only independent people can make. Dependent people cannot choose to become interdependent. They don't have the character to do it. They don't own enough of themselves. That's why habits 1, 2, and 3 in the following chapters deal with self-mastery. They move a person from dependence to independence. They are the private victories, the essence of character growth. Private victories precede public victories. You can't invert that process any more than you can harvest the crop before you plant it. It's inside out. As you become truly independent, you have the foundation for effective interdependence. You have the character base from which you can effectively work on the more personality-oriented public victories of teamwork, cooperation, and communication in habits 4, 5, and 6. This does not mean that you have to be perfect in habits 1, 2, and 3 before working on habits 4, 5, and 6. Understanding the sequence will help you manage your growth more effectively, but I am not suggesting that you put yourself in isolation for several years until you've fully developed habits 1, 2, and 3. As part of an interdependent world, you have to relate to that world every day. But the acute problems of that world can easily obscure the chronic character causes. Understanding how what you are impacts every interdependent interaction will help you to focus your efforts sequentially in harmony with the natural laws of growth. Habit 7 is the habit of renewal, a regular, balanced renewal of the 4 dimensions of life. It circles and embodies all the other habits. It is the habit of continuous improvement that creates the upward spiral of growth that lifts you to new levels of understanding and living each of the habits as you come around to them on a progressively higher plane. Effectiveness defined.
Okay, let's stop it.
The 7 habits
Let's go to
that lifts you to balanced renewal of the 4 dimensions of life.
Okay, and right, so let's discuss what the 7 habits, an overview he is asking us to do. So let's have the discussion open. Let's go. Reading is done. Yeah, and let's go some 10 minutes of discussion. What you got from there?
Well, I think of our group, right? I think of all that we've accomplished together, right? And how we've all, matured in the sense that we have, we're all independent, right? I think that we started from a point of dependence, right? When we think of our relationship with you, Dr. Pina, most of us who see you, right? I think we started from a place of needing something, needing some sort of help, some sort of connection, some sort of evaluation, right? I think there was a state of dependence there, right? But then I think that your way, if I can sum it up from my own experience, has been, to give us tools to develop ourselves and to become more independent, right? And to be able to apply things to better ourselves, to improve ourselves. And I think that we all get really good tools from you. And then we come to a group like this, and now we're all interdependent, right? In that we are now we are now using these tools that we have to better ourselves to help each other, right? Yesterday's word of the day was iron sharpens iron, or actually it was Friday's word of the day, right? And we are all sharpening each other through our interdependence. Did I sum that up okay?
That was perfect. That was perfect. That's indeed is what we've been doing for sure. That is true. And if you're not independent, none of us will be interdependent. None of us will have the capacity to do it among each other, like doing it, like being there for the other, try to do it. And it's a great technology because the future is now. The future is this. You have to have the capacity to enjoy, have the AI help you out, and this is part of the most amazing AI in the whole world. You just YouTube and the when you go and record and you put it to the world and you go and talk. This is gonna be more needed than ever. It's the young guys, 7 years old, 9 years old, who are making millions just because they got that they learned, and they go and post, and they have the knowledge enough to go post, say with the world, and people go and see it. And that's the way it happened. You have to be consistent. You have to know. You have to do it. You have to believe it. You have to be you have to be there. You cannot be dependent of not knowing, not doing this. That now we know that it's not that simple. It's get complicated. It's get complicated because now you have to put it. You have to get it. You have to define it. You have to say it, and you have to put it all together as a whole. It's like a complete program. You have to start, you have to begin, and you have to manipulate stuff. It's it's get complicated, you see. But this is an interesting habit. I remember how much knowledge it has. This chapter, this internet tech, how he defined it also is different from um, everybody that we know, because we have studied each one of them, and each one most likely is the automaton that define the habit, but that he have a knowledge, a skill, and desire is very much interesting. Like you need to want to be, and you need to want the habits to happen, which is also interesting. The algorithm that Brian Johnson is using is because he decide by awareness of, I'm gonna put myself in the 5 a.m. I'm gonna get my clock. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna make this habit, you know, and then the skill. It's I have to wake up. I have to be in the place. I have to have whatever it is to wake me up, and then the knowledge. It's this, and he says it's a paradigm. They call it paradigm, and which is very much interesting. And then everybody uses Aristotle over we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but it's a habit. And the maxim goes, so and thought reap an action, so an action reap a habit, so a habit reap a character, so a character reap a destiny. That's interesting. It's amazing. So there's a lot to say, but let's go to Candido and Rosario and Marta.
Yes, I don't have the book. I got a couple of quotes and I got from the reading, and I got a one that said over here, we are what we repeatedly do. So it's meaning than our habits. If you have the habits to do something repeatedly every day, you come to be that person. So I like that because I am trying to acquire some habits, some good habits, like the habit of reading every day at least a chapter of a book. Independently of this one, I am trying to read another book that I already read, The Power of Self-Discipline. No excuses, but from Brian Tracy. And I feel that what is very, very powerful. And another thing is that the people that is independent is the people that got the power to achieve everything, because you don't it's the people that don't need anybody else to do whatever they want to do. And always I'm striving to be an independent people that don't depend on others. Because when you depend on others, you are never secure of yourself, of whatever you want to accomplish, because you depend from others. And something else is the habit of continue improving. This is powerful because as soon we don't grow, we are dying. And if you got the habit to continue improving, you every day, every new day, you are a new person. You are improving in your health, your finances, your relations, and everything. And this is powerful too for me.
Good, Candido. Um, I learned to be independent because also the life put in me to learn to be independent. But I am not afraid to ask for help when I need it. But I thank you. My daughter is so busy that I don't have to bother her too much. I has to you have to do it. Also, I help you more than her. She help you me. Um, it's sometimes I am so independent that I say, hey, take it easy. You can let the people help you. Um, and I also consequenza. Uh, you has to be independent, and this help you. This is the habit that we has to develop in our life. The To be dependent is you need it, but not because you want um everybody take care of you, and some people don't talking with you the way the with respect or whatever. So I learned this is not mine. When the people coming and they talking in some way, I say I learn that no, I am not like this the whole life, no. But I emotional dependent. My I learn because I fighting a lot. Yeah, but now I let I learn to sew the even the some people have some inappropriate. manner with me. I say, it's not me, it's them. They have maybe bad day or some situation or whatever, and I exclude myself to the situation. And this is the discipline, the habit that we have to learn to also knowledge ourselves. Um, and this is part to the life. I feeling really good to do everything that I has to do. Sometimes I say, oh my God, I don't have somebody to give me the water to my bed or the tea. Uh, but so I do it. I has to do it. Um, and this group help me the discipline. Always I have a thing to do in group, but this really in this part of my life helping me to continue to the motivation, the passion for reading, and give me a lot of uh, good habit. When I wake up, I say, oh, eh, I wake up before the alarm. But I stay waiting for the alarm. Yeah, it's one the habit that we have to improve in every part to our life. But if you need it, like this, the people who are disabled or something, and we can help you. And the emotional, we uh, learn to use our emotional intelligence because everything we can learn. It's painful, it's not easy, but it's not impossible. And it's better for us. Yesterday, when I finished and we say goodbye, I made I celebrated, I jumping, I'm applause. Yes, Malta, you did it. No matter what, the difficulty that I have it, but I feel great because it's like thank you, Victor. It's broken. You broken that. You passed this, and now wait for me, okay? Wait for me. Thank you.
Vamos a ver mañana when I come with my savers, because tomorrow, just to give you a tip of the iceberg, we're going to do an interactive AI. That's the creativity we're bringing tomorrow. So prepárate. Vamos a ver.
Okay.
Okay, Victor, I'm waiting on that tomorrow. Okay, regarding the readings that we did today, I started taking the first quotation that they put that he said about, I believe it was Aristoteles, that we are what we do repeatedly. And that brings like a reminder that if we want to acquire excellency, we it doesn't occur in one single event, but we have to continuously and deliberately practice whatever we want to acquire mastery in. One single event, one single teaching, it doesn't work. And then eventually I started to write down aspect of the interdependence, dependence, and independence. So when I thought about dependence, I sort of related like to a child or when you're acquiring a new job. So that will help me like remember it much better. And then put it in different categories. And then the independence, that's the next stage when we are adults and we are managing our own finances and taking care of our own situations. My mother always used to say, you are living in my house and you are a child in here. So you depends on me and aquí yo mando. And the interdependence is like, I think about when we grow up already and we are in like a marriage situation, where we are married and we depend on each other. So that's how I sort of like related. It goes in stages: dependent, independent, and interdependence. And the different levels or the different combinations also vary.
I think that at some point in time, we've all realized that we can't do something by ourselves, right? But yet, I think our whole life we've been told by people, you got to be able to do this for yourself. You got to be able to do this for yourself. Like you're nothing if you can't be independent, right? And and I think that it's like anything else, right? There's a season for everything, right? There's a season where you have to depend. It's just the reality of life, right? I mean, could you imagine if a baby came out of a womb and you said, okay, I delivered you into the world. Like, good luck, right? Like, does that make that baby less of a person, right? No, it's just the season of that baby's life where that baby has to be dependent, right? And as you develop and you go along in your life, right, you become more independent, right? Like, if you're 10 years old and you can't hold a fork and a spoon and you don't have any disabilities, well, then like there's an issue there, right? And as you go along, right? Yes, you gain the ultimate prize of being independent, right? You can pay your own bills, you can live your own life, you can do this, you can do that, right? But what this book is saying is that that's not the end all. That's not the highest level of maturity. The highest level of maturity is when you can now take your independence and bring your fully functioning self and now adapt that to the way others independently function for themselves, right? And what it's saying is that you can do a lot of things independently. You can be achieved, you can have great achievement. You can be a doctor like Dr. Pina, right? But even Dr. Pina realizes that in order to be the best doctor he can be, he himself has to create groups and he has to be able, to learn from the people that he's teaching too, right? So there's an interdependence there, right? That we can do much better and bigger things when we take our best functioning selves and have them collaborate with others. And I'll end by saying that when you think of a watch, right, a watch has a bunch of different parts in it, right? Every part of that watch has a specific job to do, and it was built independently, right? It's a cog, it's a hand, it's right. But the best watch, a watch could not do what it does if there's an electricity in there. There isn't something that charges the energy. The hand has to point to the specific part of the face, and the gears have to all work together, right? A watch is a beautiful, beautiful example of of interdependence, right? Because all those things come together to basically guide time.
That is true. As we speak now, I'm putting the chat live because anybody that is following us, if you're following us wherever you are, the YouTube is live now. You were watching Victor Calzano talking. Now you can go and watch me. You watch Marta, Rosaura, Candido, because this is a podcast. It's live. This is for the future. This is what we're doing now. We are on the 5 a.m. Savers and Wellness Club. As you can see, we do silence, meditations, affirmation, visualization. We exercise and we do reading and scribing all together every day for the last 300 days, more almost 10 months now. So I believe it's someone have the last word. Let's hear it from you. And we got a couple of seconds to decide if you want to have the last word. This is the moment. If there is something not said that you want to say about the book, anything about this chapter, let's give us a minute. Victories, private and public. I remember that took like 20, probably more years. We're talking when I came here, maybe 30 years, something like that. When I came, victory, my private victories and the public victory. I am all over the public victory now. I'm massively marketing, publicity, getting the knowledge, the people, hiring people, talking about publicity in Europe, publicity in the United States, publicity in the Caribbean. I'm going with the public victories, so I'm gonna bring all the forces of the habits 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6. The 1, 2, 3 is the private victories that where you become dependent to independent. And since April 23 of 2023, that I met Dr. Hamid, and he opened up his world of health management population. The UKPI bringing the numbers, the OKR that I brought then to execute the ideas, because anybody have idea, but you have to execute. And now coming to COVID again, and been working diligently with the private victories that are be proactive, begin with the end in mind and put first things first. Those 3 habits are key moving forward. It's be proactive. You cannot procrastinate. You say what you're going to do, you go and do it. You say you're going to do at 5 a.m. Well, wake up 5 a.m. no matter what, do it. You think it's good for you, bring more people, be independent, make them independent, move to the next level. Begin with the end in mind. Always have a visions of whatever you're going to do, write it, what I'm going to do, what I'm expecting to make it a corporation, making something that lasts. Put first things first. What is our priority? What we're gonna have the knowledge needed so we become all of us independent, as Victor put it together. And then now we are in the public victory, which is win-win-win. It cannot be win, I win, you lose. It cannot be you lose, you lose. All of us have to win something. I'm doing this for me. I'm getting knowledge myself. I'm learning this for me. I'm gonna use this. But you're going to do it too. We are going to do it, and then it becomes some kind of independent. And then habit 5, it's seek first to understand, then to be understood. I mean, it's not about me, see me, understand me. No, it's I have to be there listening to you to understand you. It's you. It's your process. Go about it. Learn it. Wait there. We're gonna be here for you so you can understand you, and then synergize, because if we are together we accomplish the whole world. And again, the habit 7 is sharpen the soul. We have to go to recovery. We now have the wherewithal that we can pour a wherewithal in your body that you can do your biomarker, and this AI all over the place that make this moment easier, better, make us more intelligent and precise, that we can go into the speeds of this moment and become better than anybody else. Freud, Lacan, Albert Einstein. This is a great moment in history. So this is the 7 Habits Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and we are going to go into, we define habits, and tomorrow we are going to define effectiveness, because it's the habits of highly effective, which is not efficient. And he said very well that it's not efficient, it's not about timing, but it's about effective. So he's going to define tomorrow, and Victor will take it from there. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for being here. This is a wonderful Sunday. Start the morning together, and bye-bye.
Have a beautiful day, everyone. Blessed
Have
day.
a great Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye, Candido.